What is up, everyone? Welcome back to a new edition of the Ranked and Relentless podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Austin.
And hopefully this week, I don't know right now, I'll know after the fact, but hopefully this week my audio sounds better. I apologize about last week's. I did what I could. I feel like I made it somewhat listenable, I think. But it wasn't awesome, and I do apologize for that. Getting used to Riverside here. It is a cool platform with all kinds of fun shit to do. But, there's a few kinks, and hopefully we'll have them worked out on this one. But outside of that, Austin, we pulled the name out of the bowl after the last one.
We did.
I don't know how I did that shit. There was, 31, 32 albums in that bowl?
There are 40 albums.
There's 40 albums.
In that whole list, and you had to pick the one you wanted.
The one that I wanted, and not to mention, of this 40 albums, 12 of them, I think, I suggested. The rest are his.
Unfortunately.
So, with that being said, we'll get, because I don't have plans for next week, so we're going to be pulling from the bowl again. I will have a caveat going into this week's poll that I will bring up at the end of the episode. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. But I won. I didn't win any. We all win. You guys win because we're going to talk about music. I think everybody wins because we're going to talk about an album that I'm sure a lot of people have not listened to. I know for a fact my co-host over here had never listened to this album.
Nope.
And I'm pumped on it. We're going to be talking about The State from Nickelback, which was their second album. We've been talking about a lot of second and first albums on this podcast in our almost 2 months that we've been on the air here. This was right before these guys hit it big with Silver Side Up. I think it's a couple of years, I think, before Silver Side Up came out. 2 years. Because that was 2001, right, Austin?
Correct.
So 2001 Silver Side Up came out. That's whenever both of us heard them for the first time. I've unapologetically said that How You Remind Me is the reason I am a guitar player today. I'm the only
great
person.
Song, though.
Look, it's a great album.
Great song.
It's a great album. That's
They're
in the bowl.
They're just easy to shit on. That's
very,
it. But they're great.
Silver Side Up is in the bowl. It was on Austin's list.
It is. Oh yeah, I picked it.
We'll eventually cover that for sure. Mm-hmm. But The State is very interesting. Now, before I start going into the ins and outs of this album, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to really sink your teeth in on this one. Austin, as somebody who, a Nickelback fan, you've definitely you're not a diehard by any means, but you've got your favorites. There's a few albums that you definitely prefer. What was your first initial reaction going into listening to this?
Man, this shit sucked. Dude. Okay. But it all right. It did. It took about 4 tries through this whole album to finally okay, all right. Okay. It's starting to hit certain, oh, man. And it was more of the fact that you have bands like Chevelle that came out with this time. You have bands like Linkin Park. A year after. Oh, so 2000, that's when Hybrid Theory came out. 1 year difference of recording equipment and style to I don't know. They did come from Canada. I know this wasn't recorded here.
Yeah, they don't even have running water up there.
But I'd also imagine Nickelback didn't have that much money. Even by their second album. So they weren't getting the mastering, the great EQing from, I guess, around that time could have been. But I'm not going to lie, man. After listening to it about the 5th time going through it, it actually kind of got hard to make my top 5 because I was actually enjoying all the songs. That butt rock, just it puts you in a happy mood. Chad's rhythm is fun. The guitars are good. The drums are very lacking in bass end. I need more kick. I'm just how I feel about it. And there's no bass. The bass player's
songs.
There is one song he comes out, but there's no
it doesn't stand out.
Very high end song.
Yeah.
That's my only real gripe about it at this point after listening to it a good bit. But Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually really enjoying this whole album.
It took a minute though.
Like,
You're lucky.
it did.
You're lucky
It
I
did.
didn't put Curb on there because you would have been like,
I
what
tried
the fuck?
2 songs, and I'm like, thank God.
Dude, Curb's rough. Like Curb's very much post grunge territory. I still think the State is still alternative rock, post grunge,
Yes.
more than butt rock.
Right.
They really get into butt rock territory, like firmly. Like they start dancing with it with Silver Side Up, and they're firmly a butt rock band by the long road for sure.
Right.
But yeah, this was still like the early days. Chad still got that long hair. You know, they're not a lot of money. Yeah, dude. Like clearly. So very interesting case about this album. So the initial release was in September of 1998. Was whenever they first put it out. Then they re-released it for the first time. And this is all still in Canada. Keep in mind, I believe that it stays in Canada the first couple of times. They re-released it the first time a year later, September of 99. And then a handful of months later, March 7th, 2000, is the next big re-release. And that's whenever they signed their American distribution deal with Roadrunner Records, which wound up being a big deal for them, you know, which is interesting because Roadrunner is this label. Like I think a lot of people think about like I think Slipknot probably first and foremost.
Yeah.
Trivium, I believe, is a Roadrunner band. Like a lot of like harder, heavier bands like that. And then you got Nickelback, who's just, you know, hey guys, we're keeping the lights on here. The rest of you get to go. The rest of you get to go make trash cans out of drum sets. We're keeping the fucking lights on here with moving 50 million albums a year or whatever the fuck they're doing.
It's simple, but it's fun.
Yeah, dude. So looking at this, EMI Canada is who they initially released with. Founded in March of 1931, defunct in September of 2012. I didn't know all this. So apparently EMI is a big label over there. I'm trying to see who were like some other artists who were a part of it. I don't have time to go through this whole fucking thing. But so EMI administered the publishing rights of over 1.3 million songs, headlined by Queen, Carole King, The Police, the entire Motown catalog, which I'm a huge Temptations mark, so that's big. Kanye West, Alicia Keys, Drake. Yeah, dude, like it's
Wow.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
expecting those names. Okay.
yeah. So, but they only had, for whatever reason, they had about $80 in the bank whenever Nickelback needed to get an album done. And we'll talk about the production of this record because it's interesting. Like I don't want to say, I don't think it's fair to go outright and say it's bad production.
No,
But it's when you think about Nickelback, especially how we were introduced to them, it's a step down. It's a big step down.
I am being harsh. For one, it's Nickelback. It's just, you know, that's just what you do. Not really. But the comparison that I can give this album in sound and production-wise is I'm going to go back to point number 1 for Chevelle, their first album. Same, like, I went back to it last week just to kind of mess around and go back to the old one, and literally the same style recording. Like, it was just that, like you said, that post just late 90s before 2000s recordings. Not really a lot of money to do a lot of stuff, but you still got a good sound out of it.
Yeah. And I like, there are specific things I'm going to point out. I'm looking at one song on my list that I abso-fucking-lutely, like, I've got specific moments I'm going to bring up of like, yeah, the like, this sounds like some shit that, like, if me and Austin went in the studio, like, this is, I believe, like, not too far ahead of our actual EP. Like, it's not that much better than that, I don't think.
The only difference is just missing the low end of it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then it'd be there.
So yeah, this is, I'm having to like compose myself because I can't stress enough how much I love this album. Mm-hmm. It is my favorite Nickelback album, but it's not because I think it's got the better songs on it. Because they're not. There are songs I fucking adore on this album. Mm-hmm. But I think that charm of like seeing where they came from, especially if you've listened to Curb, because the first time I heard State, so I heard The State before I heard Curb. And I heard The State first, and it was very interesting because I'm like, it sounds so drastically different. We're like, Nickelback, we know as a band that kind of rests on their laurels a lot, kind of recycles a lot of shit. You know, that's how a lot of people see them or have been seeing them in the States. This record's so different, though. It is drastically different. There's one song in particular that I know for a fact we're both going to be talking heavily about in this one that is nothing like anything they had done before, since, or will ever again. Like, it's so much different. So that was refreshing, that, like, I'm not just hearing the same stuff, which I don't necessarily think all their songs are the same thing. But the big singles, you can put How You... I mean, we've all remember the thing. Like, you remember the YouTube video where you get How You Remind Me in this ear and you get Someday in this year, and it's the same fucking thing, the same pattern, everything. They have their formula. That didn't exist then. And it's so refreshing. And then if you listen to Curb, which I didn't hear till after this, I think you come back to the state with even more appreciation, because the Curb is tough to listen to.
It was. I'm agree with you for sure on this album, because the state, like, first couple times, yeah, it was just like, God, I got to get through this. That's really how I felt about it. Like, God, man, like, I thought I was really going to like this, but then I kept, like, more just kept listening to it. I was like, it really did feel like this is the staple. This is when Nickelback, like, this should have been the first album to me. Like, Curb shouldn't have happened. That should have just been an EP, and they just like, we're going to throw that away. But, like, you start realizing, I think it was one of the songs that I don't really remember. I think I even have it. There's a break after the verse, and I was like, man, that's literally how You Remind Me chorus should have started there. Like, there was that similarity, but it was just like, this is the staple. This is how they started becoming Nickelback. That's how this is how they became Nickelback, and it's cool.
There's definitely a few things where, like, you can kind of look into the future a little bit, and, like, you can see, like,
exactly.
oh, okay, I see how
and it
this
was like,
evolves.
But it's not like, oh, here it is. Like, oh, it was cool. It was fun because, like you said, the other thing too is not every song is the same. We're going back to Breaking Benjamin. You know, like, they have every song had the same rhythm or drum pattern or guitar. This one was it was fun. It's fun.
It's fun.
I'm a shit talk it, but I will guys.
Too. I will too, and it's my favorite one.
It's a fun album. It really is. For Nickelback, this is a good one to just go back and try.
Yeah, like, they were smoking so much weed whenever they wrote this shit, and it's so obvious. Like, this was like, dude, like, early Nickelback, people forget, dude, like when they did their first big concert DVD after Silver Side Up came out, like, Ryan Vickdale's drum head, his bass drum head, had a huge fucking weed plant on it. Like, these dudes are fucking massive stoners.
So it's like, you going off to that, man, it's like, so you take the Curb, that was they're in college, the grunge days, are mad at everything. Okay, by like 3 years of college, they become frat boys, they smoke weed, they drink a lot. Boom. You got the state.
Well, Curb sounds like it was recorded while they were high, because that motherfucker's just mumbling into the mic. Another thing about Curb, and this is going to continue to be a theme, because this is what I think stands out about Nickelback, and especially as a writer myself, a big thing I took from them. Even with Curb, where Chad's vocals are just indecipherable, the first line that comes out of his mouth in Little Friend, you were like, what was that? What was any of that mumble mouth? Like, what the fuck was that shit? But the guitar riffs, dude, like Little Friend, that da-da. It's simple. It's just open in 3. That's so simple.
So that was one thing too, is like this, listening to this, and when I started to actually really enjoy it, because I was kind of thinking about the old days when me and you first started playing guitar. A lot of similarities, of course, between you and this album. Makes all sense now, but it was just like, wow, like, this was how we all played. This is catchy-ish. Like, we didn't care about the whole, you had to be grand, you had to have solos. It was just simple bar chords and some hammer-ons, and boom,
a catchy
got
riff.
a catchy ass song.
Yeah, I'm big on catchy riffs and catchy lyrics. And yeah, dude, so, like, I was thinking about that earlier. There's a specific song that I know I have on my list that there's a technique used in that song that I used in multiple songs in the early years when me and you were playing. But yeah, like, it's, and look, reviewers didn't like this album according to Wikipedia, AllMusic, Encyclopedia of Popular Music, and the Rolling Stone Album Guide, all 3 2 stars out of 5.
So the hardest thing for me when it comes to Nickelback and, like, going after reviews is, like I pretty much did the beginning of this, is just shit talk them for no reason. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people that I know, a lot of people that I like you see online, it's like Nickelback shit, but put on "Saving Me," they're fucking crying their hearts out in the back, screaming the song with it. You know, it's like
Anybody that says they don't love Saving Me, you're a fucking liar.
right, like or just Nickelback. There's at least 3 songs from Nickelback that can come on. You'd be like, fuck yeah,
Dude, no shit. Whenever I was moving a few weeks ago, I'm in the car, the last load. We just got the last bit of shit that we're taking out of the house. I just dropped the keys off at the fucking property manager. I'm on the interstate. I'm done. I'm never going to see this house ever again. Saving Me comes on. I'm sitting there crying my fucking ass off, singing as loud as I possibly can. I hit restart like 5 times. Dude, like...
I know we'll get to that album sooner or later, but I will say this just to, you know, that was the first music video I ever remember actually watching and crying to. Not just like a, damn, that was sad. Like, oh, there's a tear like that. And
this is going to make me sound gay, which a little bit I am, but I definitely wouldn't have admitted it back then when I was in the closet. But Far Away, the music video for that one would choke me up. And it's cheese, dude. It's cheese. It's camp. It's a fucking Lifetime movie, dude. But like it would choke me up the first time I watched that, dude. Far Away had me fucked up.
I forgot about that video, but yeah, that was another one. Definitely.
Dude, that album's so like that was the first album. That was when it's fun because All the Right Reasons, as to where this is where like we're experimenting with like the early versions of what their sound is going to become. All the Right Reasons was the first record to start experimenting with them overproducing their sound. Like, because like where we can say a song like Saving Me, I think is perfectly produced. A lot of the singles I can say that about, I think are perfectly produced. There's one of my favorite songs on there, Fight for All the Wrong Reasons. There is some massive overproducing, and especially the early parts of that song. There's bits and pieces. Next Contestant is horribly produced. But like, I
don't know if I remember that one.
But like that's Next Contestant, which is another thing I do want to bring up before we get into this. A lot of things when we talk about criticism, because I know people that are listening to this, as I said, there's gonna be a lot of people that haven't heard this. You've heard of Nickelback. One of the big criticisms is, every song's about sex. That happened later. Like, Silver Side Up, I don't think had anything. The closest you got was Money Bought, where he's just talking about meeting a girl at a bar. He doesn't talk about fucking her or anything. And then the next album, The Long Road, you get Figured You Out. And they didn't just start dancing on the line. They kicked the door open and fucking ran over the line. Then you get to All the Right Reasons. Next Contestant is about his stripper girlfriend, who he gets mad that people touch her at work. That's the whole song.
Yeah.
Which I can't remember. I think it might have been Carmen that had this epiphany. He came to me and he told me, he said, Chad Kroger's a cuck, and he just likes to write about that because all of his songs are about other people trying to fuck his girlfriend. And I'm like, sometimes they are, but other times, like, it might be about, like, he does, like, I'm like, there's Next Go Round, you know? We're going to do it till the lights go out or whatever the fuck. Like, it's...
Yeah, but that's classic rock, like, lyrics. That's not, like, I wouldn't say, even in Silver Side Up or All the Right Reasons, there was really, I mean, all right, so Dark Horse, that's what we're going to get to.
Dark Horse is a song
called Sex.
Yeah,
because
Sex.
they were like, fine, y'all want this is what, you know.
And it's dog shit.
Felt.
It's dog shit.
Is.
Sex sucks. Yes, sex is always the answer. There's never a question because the answer's yes. Oh, the answer's yes. That's the chorus.
I mean,
that's
this was the
fucking
Avril Lavigne
dumb.
days, so.
Yeah, I do think they were together at that point. But yeah, Dark Horse, half of the album is about getting your dick wet, and the other half of the album is just the shittiest ballads they've ever written. Like, if Today Was Your Last Day can blow me. Gotta Be Somebody fucking sucks. Suck Me From Behind, Gotta Be Somebody.
It's so crazy. Like, Nickelback is like My Linkin Park. You just know every song on every album.
Oh, dude,
like,
and that's
really...
that's the thing is like when you get to Dark Horse is when I first start encountering music that I hate. And it's all the ballads on there. I'll listen to Sex before I'll listen to Gotta Be Somebody. Then that's the 6th album. The 7th album, dude, I'm about to fuck you up with all this. The 7th album, Here and Now. Here and Now has almost no redeemable qualities. The only song I kind of fuck with is Bottoms Up, and it's about just getting fucked up at a bar.
That one was okay.
Then after Here and Now, the 8th album they put out was No Fixed Address. No Fixed Address has zero redeeming qualities. It is utter dog shit. The song they do with Flo Rida can go fuck right the fuck off. That's like the closest thing on that album. I kind of like Get Up, because it's like a make-believe song about robbing a bank, which is some punk shit they would never fucking do. Now, after No Fixed Address, they put out the motherfucking banger Feed the Machine.
Yes.
Feed the Machine fucked so goddamn hard.
You want to talk about overproduction, but perfect at the same time? The song Feed the Machine.
Dude, Feed the Machine's a banger. Coin for the Ferryman is one of my favorite riffs ever.
That's number 2.
Yeah, that's dude. The Betrayal Act 3 is their heaviest song they've ever written in their entire career. Heavier than Side of a Bullet. And Side of a Bullet has fucking Dimebag Darrell on guitar.
Yeah.
The Betrayal Act 3 is the heaviest song they've ever written. And it's about the death of Jesus Christ, of all things.
Which is kind of okay. Let's go back. Well, never mind. I'm not going to go on this. I'm not going to go on a Feed the Machine rant.
We could. What I'm saying, and then after that, they put out the most recent record, High Times, which is it's a step above Here and Now. It's not
Get Rolling,
awesome. Or Get Rolling, yeah. High Times is one of the songs that's on it. It's that record's. It's okay.
They're trying to go back to their weed days.
I didn't hate it, but it's not awesome. I mean, like, I got so pissed because I'm like, that's what follows Feed the Machine, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You got all the badass riffs out of you in one album, and now we're back to this fucking cheesy acoustic bullshit.
I was like, shit, Nickelback's heavy.
Dude, Feed the Machine fucking rules, guys. Like, that 7-string is present on that fucking record, dude. That's a good record. So now we're going to talk about The State. It's very different, guys. It's not talking about fucking or watching your girlfriend get fucked. It's not a bunch of cheesy-ass ballads. There's no ballads on this record. None.
No, actually.
They're all grooving-ass rock songs. A lot of groovy riffs on this one. Very, like, stoner rock-inspired. Very... And then there's also a couple of songs that have that southern rock inspiration that becomes kind of a staple in some of their later music. So, like, it's interesting. This is a very, very interesting one.
Which is pretty crazy for Canada to have a pretty good southern rock, because that's what this was.
Yeah,
to me.
like there's a few. You know? I mean, Theory of a Dead Man kind of came out and had kind of the same thing going on.
Yeah, true. God, I forget about that band.
Yeah, Theory of a Dead Man signed, got their start because of Chad. I think Tyler from Theory of a Dead Man was banging Chad's ex-girlfriend or something. So they're like, oh fuck, we're Eskimo brothers. So then Chad just took him in, got him a gig.
That's where. Never mind.
Yep, that's
that's where the song's
oh my
come
god,
from.
dude!
I didn't even have to finish my sentence. You got it.
Holy fuck, dude!
Think about it.
All the songs are about Tyler from Theory of a Dead Man fucking his girlfriend.
Theory of the Dead Man did get big and didn't get like hated like Nickelback, so he's like, oh, I got him famous and I'm getting the shit. So
dude, Carmen is gonna have his fucking mind blown whenever I go in that fucking living room after we get done recording and go, holy shit, dude, you were right.
That's never a podcast. We talk shit and we learn shit.
Carmen, you were right is not a sentence that I've said in the years that I've known him. All right, let's go ahead and get the gimmick up here, the tier list.
The gimmick.
There we are.
Okay.
I am in what is supposed to be yellow.
That's yellow?
Austin is what is supposed to be white. They don't give me a lot. Dude, look at these fucking options they give me, dude. Like, they don't.
I mean, you can custom color.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that for every fucking one.
Lazy. All right.
Yeah, very. Okay.
The guy that does everything.
I guess I'm going first on this one. I believe you went first on the last one.
Okay.
Which I could be fucking that up every time. I don't know, but I don't think it matters. I think you went first. It don't.
Want me to start I can get a coin flip.
It doesn't matter.
I'll do it the fun way.
We could do that. We could actually start doing that. Not today though, because I'm going first. I had to move some things around. What was my number 4 is now my number 5. Okay. But it right out of the gate. Breathe. So
all right.
Breathe opens up the record. Fun talk box intro. How often you hear the
box.
fucking talk box on those gimmicks? You don't see that in a lot of. That's definitely not a lot of post grunge. And it's the only appearance it makes in the album is just that one song specifically for the intro riff, but it kicks off the album. I think it does a decent job. My thing with this song, and it's why I wound up knocking some points off of it, is for me, I know Nickelback as the band that puts out these big opening tracks. So even with the album before this, even with Curb, Little Friend, that riff, it was such an awesome way to open the record.
Right.
After the album after this, Silver Side Up, Never Again, big heavy song about how his mom's going to kill his dad because he beats her. Album after that, you get my second favorite opening song from them on The Long Road, opens up with Flat on the Floor. It's like a 2-minute just speed run of a fucking hard rock / alt metal song just about going to the bar and getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
It's fucking, in 10 minutes I'll be laid out flat on the floor. It's so good. And then the album after that, the best intro song they ever had, On All the Right Reasons, they open up with Follow You Home. Dude, that fucking drum intro, dude, and that was Daniel Adair's first song with the band on drums was Follow You Home. And he opens up with that. They gave him a big intro, dude. Everybody's first impression of him, they were like, oh, fuck, this is definitely not the last fucking guy. Because they're two very different drummers. Like Ryan, you hear it a little bit on this album. I don't know how much he actually plays on this album because I know there was another drummer that was uncredited. But especially on Silver Side Up, he's got this groovy style. Does Ryan? But you get to All the Right Reasons, and Daniel Adair is just a badass, just old school rock drummer. Mm-hmm. And it's fun. But yeah, Breathe, while I think is a good song and it stands alone, it just goes down this far because it doesn't kick as much ass right out of the gate as other Nickelback opening songs do.
Okay. Hey, I agree.
Now, what's your number 5?
All right. My number 5, is I feel like it might upset you actually, is Leader of Men.
That doesn't upset me.
Acoustic.
I thought you fucking pulled a fast one on me there, kid.
I did.
Oh, fucking waited for me to put.
So, Leader of Men.
That's okay.
Great song. I got nothing I can say bad about this song, except when I'm listening to the original and I'm listening to the acoustics. Something about the way the acoustics come out. And then his vocals, because you still got the drums and everything in the acoustic version. But the way the acoustic guitar sounds, like, it sounded better to me than the little one note kind of hammer on deal going on. It's still a great song, but just, it felt, I don't know, it just felt nicer, the acoustic version.
I feel that.
Especially in the intro, you know?
I feel that. I love the acoustic version.
Yeah.
I play, so I do an acoustic cover of this song all the fucking time. It's actually, I haven't uploaded anything on my TikTok in a while. At the time of recording, this was, I think, the most recent thing I'd uploaded. But fun fact about that video of me doing Leader of Men, Daniel Adair, the current drummer of Nickelback, I don't know, was vanity searching on Facebook or something, and he found the video, and he went in and was like heart reacting people's comments on it and shit. Like, that was wild. That was cool. You know, I wish I would have got a message like, "Hey, man, good job. I really like that. You want to come on tour with us?" Like, that would have been nice. I think that would have been nice, you know. Of
course, that would have been nice. It's everybody's dream.
But that's not my dream. I don't know how many other people share that dream. But no, the acoustic version, Leader of Men, fucking rules, dude. I can.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's kind of like with me how Tears Don't Fall acoustic is for me. I really prefer Tears Don't Fall acoustic because it just hits a certain spot for me. So I get it. Now, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is Breathe.
Okay.
Yeah. The Vox in the intro. Come on, everybody loves a Vox. I don't care who you are. Yeah. And when it's done right, it's done right. Here's the thing about Breathe. Is it a good song? Yes. Is it the greatest on this album? Not really, but god damn it, that chorus has been stuck in my head for a whole week. Listen to this whole album, I just go like, and now I found it. And then other thing, it says, and now I found it. Found I got it. But not Chad. No, it's got to be found a goat it.
So
Why?
I've always thought that it was, but I ignored it.
Okay.
And I
Here's the
feel
other
like
thing.
it is that, but it's just people just can't tell.
Unless you've heard the song multiple times, that whole first verse, I had no idea what he said until I looked up the lyrics and I was
Two
like,
men started
oh,
walking, started talking
yeah.
about better days.
Right. I was like, I had no idea. It was just a mumble the first time I heard it.
He
But
can't enunciate for shit on these first couple of records.
he didn't. But, dude, he's catchy.
Very. No, it's an extremely catchy chorus. Everything about this. No, yeah, it's a fun fucking song, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What did I wound up putting at number 4? Now, what I wound up putting at number 4 is, there it is. I'm sitting here like, damn, did I fuck up again? Old Enough. Old Enough.
Old enough. Okay.
This is one that the chorus does a lot of heavy lifting for me on this one. I really enjoy the chorus for this one. I think it's the roughest produced song on the album. In that, like,
agree.
when you come out of that first chorus, there is a part where you actively can hear right in this fucking ear cup. It's worse when you're listening with headphones, where you hear one track just cut. It's like a harsh cut. And then it just goes into the intro track repeating itself. Like, you can hear like individual tracks because of how almost every track on there, it's like a different track in your left ear and your right ear. Like, it's jarring.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I really enjoy about this is that intro that they do. I don't know like the names of these certain techniques. I've been playing guitar for 21 years. I don't know dick about actually playing guitar. But he's like doing the thing where like he's like sliding up the neck with like he's fretting one string and doing open notes on another string, like that like accent kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have heard me do that in 2 songs that I wrote when we were first playing together. The Devil Doesn't Care. Okay. Which was one that you always remembered the riff. You were always like, what song was this? And it's like,
right.
Devil Doesn't Care. And Look the Other Way.
Oh,
like
okay.
I did
Yeah.
this, and this is probably where I got it from, if I'm being honest. Just that.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, dude. Like,
there's a lot of similarities that I got from this album. I was like, this sounds like music we wrote.
Yeah, dude. Like, especially the early stuff. Like, especially like the before we really like learned how to structure What the Fuck. That stuff for fucking sure. But yeah, so Old Enough was number 4. Number 3 for me, Leader of Men.
Yes.
I echo everything that you say about the acoustic version. I honestly, I could put either or right here. This is the OG. This is the one with the music video. This is the one that got them. It's because of this track is why we were able to get to Silver Side Up. Like, this was the first thing that got them any kind of real like MTV exposure and really started to get them over with the US audience. This was it. But yeah, just a banger fucking track. One of my favorite songs to cover ever. I fucking love it.
I agree. I got nothing bad I can say about Leader of Men. Like,
so easy to play. Super fucking easy, dude. It's fun. It's fun. What do you got?
So this is number 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, One Last Run.
Okay.
So this song just made me happy. And you know why? Because it felt like I was in California on a longboard hurling through the crowd as like one giant montage. Just like a movie scene. Just the way the drums is like the fast pace of the drums, the very high, tones of the guitars. It was just like, it's kind of like a pick-me-up song. No idea what the song's about. Not a clue. Probably not the feeling that I feel about the song at all, but it was just, I don't know, it's just a happy song for me. And it was a good song. I did enjoy this one a lot.
Yeah, I've never thought about it like that. From that, like listening and like getting that perspective from it. I do kind of want to go back probably right after this and listen to it and see.
It's almost like
that.
It's almost like that surfboard, skateboard montage type of video. Like this wouldn't be in a skateboarding video, like a VHS, or just some type of movie montage to where like there's a lot of cleaning happening, or like they're just getting around the town quickly running errands, but it's like kind of like a comedy montage aspect. But like I can hear this song in the background of just somebody getting some shit done, but it's like not serious. It's just fun.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely.
That's the vibe I got. It's a weird vibe.
I want to go back and listen to it and see and think about it from that perspective and see what I can get.
So like the music was the montage, but Chad's vocals, the way he's singing, it's almost like it's kind of like surf style. Yeah, I could be completely wrong.
I mean that's that stoner
but that's
rock,
just what
dude.
I got. Yeah,
that's that stoner.
That's just what I got out of it.
My thing is like One Last Run and Hold Out Your Hand. Whatever I think about this album, those are the last two that I think about.
Okay.
And it's not that I think either of them are bad. It's just that I think the rest of them just stand out more. But I mean, you're not going to get any complaints out of me with any song on this album. Mm-hmm. But
I know there's like kind of like it's like a break, but not a breakdown in One Last Run that just kind of like sets the mood, but then he comes back into the da-na-na-na-na, like hammer on, and then he comes back and then he just thinks like that break, just like it just felt really well placed. Very
lot of hammer-ons on this album.
A lot of them.
One
Last Run. The whole song pretty much is just hammer-ons.
Yeah, and you got the intro for Leader of Men.
Yep.
Cowboy hat.
Hey, they got their stick. They use it.
All right.
So number 2 is Cowboy Hat.
Look at that segue. Guess he wore a cowboy hat. Each bone broken in his back.
Right. The lyrics, yet again, not a clue what he's talking about. But I just love that acoustic intro coming in, and then just that double snare right into it, and he just, come on, wear the cowboy hat. Like, oh, dude, kill it. Nail it. Love it.
All the money and all the gold can buy my love and hey, you know.
But like when he gets lower, and then but then the guitars follow, the drums start doing tom work. I'm like, God, dang it, this is a good.
It's very
song.
well put together.
Yes,
very well put together song. I love the acoustic intro. I love the acoustic guitar throughout. It's very, very good. I love the verses. They're goofy, but I love them. I love the flow in it. Like it's a groovy ass fucking verse. I hate. And this was kind of our first big exposure to this. This became a Chad Kroeger trademark. As going into the chorus, he just like he's just like fucking yelling.
This was the intro of it. This is he did it and we loved it.
It was rough, dude. And I'm not crazy about the chorus. I think the verses are so much better than the chorus. But it's not bad either. Like it's
so. This is the song that I kind of mentioned earlier, and it wasn't How I Remind Me. So this song, Cowboy Hat, when he goes, nothing left this. Nope, wrong song. I'll get to it next. My bad. Keep going.
All right, so Cowboy Hat's a good song. This is number
Cowboy
2.
Hat's a great song.
My number 2, and this one I originally had at 5, and then I went back and was listening earlier. I was like, no, I need to put some respect on Deep.
Deep.
Rolling through the deep, gonna find a backwood house found out.
This was the most. This is the most country song they've ever written,
dude. It's fucking fire. I love the. I love the everything. It's put together so well. It grooves, and it's so simple. Like it's complete opposite of Old Enough. Where Old Enough, like they're trying to do a lot with all the layering and shit. And the effects on the vocals, and they're trying to do way too much with Old Enough. They're not doing dick with this one. This sounds like exactly like some shit we would write, where like especially in like that going into the Broken Standard era when it was me, you, and Daniel. I would write a lot of shit that kind of just when we went into the chorus, we were just staying in the groove of the verse, but just like with more emphasis and a little heavier. And then you would just like go from like like a closed hi-hat to an open hi-hat, or an open hi-hat to the ride, or whatever. Like never any like crazy transition. It's just like the chorus just progressed it a little more. And then we pull back just a little bit for the verse. That was a big trademark of my kind of writing there for a while.
Yeah. Even mine, I will like. I've never listened to this album, but a lot of the open notes, the slides that he does, like man, like this is how I still play when I just grab a guitar. But it was just that's also what made me like this. This is definitely top 2 album for me, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Just because
it's so much fun.
It is.
I like when we get a chance to fucking jam together again, dude. I kind of want to figure out how to do deep.
Okay. Let's do it.
Dude, I'd have so much fun singing that one, dude. And dude, I've got musicians here. Like fucking brother that has the emo band that we play with, or the cover band that we do emo night with. He just recently moved, and he's like 10 minutes from our apartment. He has fucking rehearsals like once or twice a week over there. We're actually going to start going over there too. We actually might need to go over there to rehearse for this show that I think has already happened by the time this comes out, June 28th. We actually might need to go over there. I know that they added Hawthorne Heights to the fucking playlist. There ain't no way they're doing Ohio is for Lovers and not let me play it on guitar.
Ooh.
Let me play that on guitar. Let Carmen sing that. Let's not fuck around.
I gotta see. Yeah, that needs to get recorded. I need to see that.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. Like I'm literally like I'll be there for like the last set, maybe like a part of set 2. So I'm just gonna come in like I'll be at TWE with my black eyeshadow on and shit, and my fucking black fingernails and a fucking band shirt, tank top, like on camera looking like that. I'll be like
the time you'd play for the state.
I'll be like, yeah, be like guys, can we please not do on cameras tonight? Because I gotta go do emo night after this. I'll beg, like, guys, like, I know that this is our thing now. Can we please not do any on cameras for commentary? Can we just pretend I was never back here? Number 1 for me, and I have a feeling. Is it?
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Tell me everything that on your mind first, and then I'll fill in the blanks.
Best intro,
God,
by far. The best intro by far. Great, yet again, catchy riffs. Typical catchy drums, nothing crazy about it. But my God, when I talk about how catchy, and I'm saying catchy a lot in this one, Chad's rhythm and vocals are, there is not a single part in this whole song that's like, it's okay. No, I don't care what he's saying. He can just say me, moo, me all freaking song. But the way that he does, that rhythm, God, it's so good.
They're growing dope everywhere around the block.
Right. And then here comes that like echo drums, whatever you want to call it, while he's doing that part again. It's such the bridge is great. Chorus is great.
So
Verse, great. All around.
How about if I stay and you run away? It's so fun, dude.
It's crazy for you to tell me that Leader of Men was like the single, the one that got him here, and then you had Worthy to Stay.
Worthy to Stay came out as a single last. They did put it out. It didn't chart. The other 3 songs charted. This one didn't, but it did it does have a music video. It's exactly what you would expect. It's just they're playing in some abandoned apartment building while there's a dope deal going on outside. Like this,
right?
It's stupid, dude. It's fucking. It's so good. But it's so drastically different from anything they have ever done. Like they had something similar on their first album. They had a single, one of the only like decent singles from the first album. They had a song called Fly that kind of has the same, like, it's not really like the reggae influence that this one has, but it's that like weird clean guitar tone that just like, this doesn't sound like anything else. But yeah, Worthy to Say is, yeah, I said reggae, guys. I know that, you're probably still stumped on that part. I meant it. Joe, check that shit, dude. Like, it's a fucking reggae inspired beat. It's crazy. And it's so much fun.
So with this one, this is the one I was trying to get to earlier, but I kind of messed up my list a little bit. I forgot what song we were on. So right after the first verse, when it says, so you better have something damn worthy to say, and there's that pause. You know what comes in my head immediately right after? The chorus of Rockstar. Like every time it stops, I'm just waiting for him to go, and we all just want to be. I'm like, something about it fits that too good. And it makes me happy. Like, it's like, I like this.
Damn, I never thought about that either. I'm gonna go back and listen to this and think about that.
I might take out Personas again and make an edit. I might cut this song and put it in just to see how it sounds.
Let's go.
I'll send it to you.
That'd be fire. Yeah, so in love with that. I love everything about this.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time to do the damn thing. So,
Well, we know what's won.
yeah, so Worthy to Say can just say where it is.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm not going to argue much on this one. I just want you to know.
We'll take Cowboy Hat off. We'll take Deep off. One last run. Old Enough. So I'm willing to sub out Leader of Men for Leader of Men acoustic because I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Okay.
The question is, do you think
I
Breathe
think
goes to 2 or Leader of Men acoustic goes to 2?
out of the both of them, I would say Leader of Men just because it is all around a better song when you're really boiling it down. But I like the vibe of Breathe in certain parts that keep me going. That chorus just keeps me, dude, stuck in my head.
For
still.
sure. All right.
But Leader of Men's just too good.
So what was your highest ranking one that didn't make
My
it?
highest ranking one, I think, was Cowboy Hat.
Cowboy Hat? Okay, so
Yeah,
it's really
one.
between Cowboy Hat and Deep for 4 and 5. They were both both number 2 for us, right?
What?
Cowboy Hat was number 2 for you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Deep was number 2 for me. You know what? I'm going to pull rank on this one.
Uh-huh. I agree.
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna.
honestly, out of the two, I did like Deep, but there was just a lot of parts about Cowboy Hat that just, because I guess like the heavier parts where it really kicked off, I enjoy Cowboy Hat a little bit more, but Deep would have made my list, but I kept going back to Leader of Men. Deep was my original 5, but Leader of Men just kept, it was like pushing me, like, put me on your list.
Yeah, and
I'm
like
a good song.
And like Cowboy Hat, it's got Deep and Cowboy Hat both have that Southern rock influence.
Yeah,
Both
Deep a little more.
groovy. Yeah. They both groove real well. It's fire, dude.
Yeah.
So this is our top 5, everybody. Number 5, Cowboy Hat. Number 4, Deep. Number 3, Breathe. Number 2, Leader of Men acoustic. And number 1, Worthy to Say.
Yep.
Worthy to Say has made a resurgence recently. They did a live album out of Nashville very recently, and Worthy to Say was wildly on the set. It's a little different. Ryan on guitar sings lead vocals on it, so it's a little different, but it's the song, and that's fire. I'm pumped that they're doing it again.
Yep. I still want to hear Chad doing it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather Chad do it for sure.
If nobody even wants to listen to this album, at least give Worthy to Say a shot.
It's so different. Like if you're the I can't stand all the songs about sex, or I can't stand him whining into the fucking microphone. This song is nothing like anything they've ever done.
Yep.
Ever. It's a one of fucking one.
And then at least do Leader of Men. Yeah, if you're not going to listen to any of this album, try Worthy to Say and Leader of Men. Those are two of their best on the whole album.
And if you want some badass country sounding tunes, you get
Go to
Deep and
Deep.
Cowboy Hat. They fuck.
And you're like, these guys from Canada. How are they?
It's so weird. Well, I think they were from Calgary, which is kind of shitty. I think
Yeah.
it was kind of cowboyish.
I don't know.
Like
I'm American. I don't know
got
anything
bulls and
outside of
shit up
America.
there. Yeah, I don't either. I know what my television's told me every once in a while. So that's the list.
That's the list.
That is the list. And so now,
Aha,
to
the jar.
a matter of business. So here is the caveat for this week.
Okay.
We're only going to do this for this week because I think it's fair.
Okay.
Whatever gets pulled this week has to be a song that you put on the list. Now, it's more likely for that to happen because you have 3 times as many as I do. Mm-hmm. So that's already going to be good odds. But because I got the first one, you have to get the second one. So if you pull me, put it, show me, but put it back in, and then make sure you get one of yours.
Now, honestly, I like the
after this. It's fair game. But the first two,
I would still call this fair game.
No,
even if I pull you, because dude, the odds that you got first was astronomical. Mm-hmm. Now the rest, dude, you're at like a 1 to 15 chance.
Yeah,
of me pulling you another one of you. So like, and honestly, you got good ones. So
okay,
I'm not going to be like.
So if you pull one of mine, if it's one that I don't want to do, I can veto it.
Yes,
do that.
you can veto it.
Okay,
All right.
so what do you want? Do you want the same thing last time, chocolate starfish?
I don't know anymore, to be honest, because
Yeah, let me pull it up. I want to see.
so I no longer took it as like I had my list and your list. I just made them
Yeah.
all one giant list. So at this point, it's just whatever we pull, because there's not a single one on this list that I'm gonna say I don't want to do that. I mean, the state was honestly the only one.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know if I want. And then, you know what? Thank you, Rob, because you turned me into a definitely top 2 for sure, top 3. You know, albums of Nickelback that I really enjoy now.
All right.
But
That's good.
honestly, I think, of course, Chocolate Starfish. That's just a fun, stupid album. One of my favorites growing up too. It's probably why I am the way that I am, because I love that album so much. But I kind of want to really push for "Lost and Found" by Mudvayne.
Yeah, that was one of mine. Yeah, that's a
Yep,
banger.
That's
one.
another one of yours.
I would really. I want to say Bill Murray American Motorsports 420 edition, but that might be too early for that. So I'm going to say Infest by Papa Roach. There's a lot. That'll be a long episode too.
Yeah.
There's a
All
lot
right.
I
Let's
can
see.
dive in on
Pulling it. Let's see what we got. Oh man, this is getting wild.
There's no fucking way. Oh yes,
Chocolate Starfish by Limp
I'm
Bizkit.
pumped on this.
Oh, same.
I'm pumped on this.
This is going to be a difficult one for me, to be honest.
Oh, it's not going to be easy, dude. It's not going to be easy.
And getting a reason to listen to this album again also makes me excited.
I wish you guys knew how much, not even specifically the whole record, but Hot Dog in particular,
Dude.
was on fucking repeat in this dude's Corolla.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
100%.
anytime you ever picked me, like if you had to go pick me, I remember you picking me up from work a couple of times. And I remember getting in the car and that's what's playing every fucking time. That is what's playing.
It's a fucked up world, man.
It's fucked up place.
Everybody? All right, I'm not going to do it.
All right, so we could do the whole fucking thing quick.
Yep.
So thank you so much for watching this episode of Ranked and Relentless.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed our talk about The State from Nickelback. If you've never heard the album before and you're checking it out for the first time now, you know, hit us up in the comments of this video. Tell us what you think about it. I love converting new Nickelback fans if ever possible. So for sure. And then now next week, something wildly different. Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish. Pumped on that.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So, yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, I'm Rob.
And I'm Austin.
Thanks for hanging out.